If your hips and your lower back have been feeling tight as you go throughout the day, this 14-minute yoga flow is for you. Let's get straight into it. Make your way down to the floor to come onto your back. Knees are bent, your feet are resting flat on the earth. Let's take a moment to settle in here. We don't need to force anything today. Perhaps checking in with the breath here as we show up for this hip reset. As we go through these next few minutes together, I want you to think about what helps you reconnect with your hips, pelvis, and your lower back today. Let's begin with a few windshield wipers, letting both knees slowly move towards one side, holding it here and enjoying this hip stretch before we move back to center and over towards the other side. Keep your range of motion comfortable to you today. You don't need your knees to reach exactly touching the floor. Your goal is to let your hips rotate gently while your shoulders stay relaxed flat on the mat. Keep breathing here, tapping into a smile if that resonates with you right now. Getting ready to move to our next portion of the class. Moving now into a glute bridge, we're going to bring our knees back to center, placing our feet about hip width apart on the mat. Pressing through your feet, slowly lift your hips up into a bridge, reaching your pelvis towards the ceiling. We'll be in this position for a minute and a half or so, going up and down, finding a pace that works for you. So again, make it your own. Think about keeping your abdominal muscles tight so your lower back does not arch. Your spine is straight as your pelvis is lifted. Pause at the top before gently lowering down with control. No rush here before you move and lift again. So you can also think about gently using your glutes rather than pushing your hips up as high as possible. Taking your last glute bridge before we get ready to turn to our sides for a nice clamshell hip opener stretch here. So we have rolled onto our side. You can bring your hand underneath your head for support, or there's an alternative option mentioned on the screen now. You want to bend your knees comfortably and stack them on top of one another, keeping your feet together. Slowly open that top knee before you lower it back down. You're moving the knee like opening and closing of a clam, of course. Now the goal is to keep your pelvis relatively steady. We don't want to roll backwards on the mat here. So that means a smaller range is completely fine. Now if this is already too much, try making the movement smaller or simply take a break in between your clamshell openings. We're doing great. Keep breathing here. We will be switching sides shortly, but see if you can keep the cadence going before we gently reset, moving onto our left side body to switch sides. Same idea here. There is an option to lower that forearm for added support or hold your head up like you see here. Feet stay together as the top knee opens and closes, just like a clam in the sea. Let's check in with your shoulders. Are they relaxed? Are you holding tension there? Let's let it go. Release any muscles that don't need to be used right now. And think about the movement coming from the hip rather than anywhere else, rather than the knee. Let's take a few more slow repetitions here. Finding a pace that works for you as you keep breathing. Then let that leg rest. Turn back to your back on the mat. Making your way onto your hands and knees for a tabletop pose. However you want to get there today is perfect. Just bring your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees stacked directly underneath your hips. Inhale, drop the cord to the floor for cow pose. On your next exhale, round the spine towards cat pose. Move slowly enough so that you can feel your spine moving. There's no need to push into either end range. Just find a nice spine reset. Little quick one here. Keep breathing. Find a pace that works for you. Getting ready to move into our child's pose. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Arms are stretched out in front of you. Option to take them as wide as feels good today. Now, if sitting on your hips to your heels doesn't feel good today, simply stay higher. Take a slow breath in and an extended breath out. Keep breathing here. You're doing great. Now, just so you know, there are so many variations of child's pose, so if you find this isn't working for you today, perhaps you can look up some modifications online afterwards. Getting ready to move into a beautiful low lunge, stepping up back into your tabletop before we lift our leg and gently bring your right foot toward the front of your hands. Letting your back knee come down, stepping that knee back further until you feel a comfortable stretch in your hip. Bringing your arms upright or keeping them down to the mat for balance. Don't worry about leaning forward or sinking as deeply as possible. Keep breathing. Breathe fresh oxygen into your open hip here. You are strong. You are supporting yourself in this moment. You are taking care of yourself before we gently lower our hands back to the mat, finding our way back into a tabletop. There is never any rush here. Before we gently bring your left foot back and then step it forward in between your hands. Stepping your back knee further onto the mat until you find a beautiful opening, stretch in your left hip. Again, arms can stay on the mat for balance or be lifted here. Beginning to deepen our breaths. If you haven't done so already, there's an option to close the eyes. Trust that your body will keep you balanced here. Before we exhale, gently lower those hands back to the mat. This next one can be a little tense. It's called frog pose, so let's talk about it. Looking back, bring your legs back at a 90-degree angle so that your knees are exactly in line with your ankles. Then come onto your forearms. This is the pose. This is the stretch. You'll feel a great big opening through the hips. I don't want you to force the range or push your body down with force. Should be able to breathe comfortably. Here's a nice side angle here. You can always choose to skip this and go into child's pose instead. But now we're going to transition slowly out of frog, taking your time getting up. For stepping your feet underneath you, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time to standing. You might feel a little dizzy, so if that's the case, pause the video, take time for yourself. Situate those feet out wide, turning those toes slightly outward and widening our stance. Bend your knees generously here as you slowly lower into a goddess pose. Bring your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Perhaps they can be held out like mine as you see here. And find a position you can actually breathe in because we're going to stay here for about a minute. There is an option to pulse or try to go a little lower, but honestly, just breathe and let your body settle here. If your knees aren't happy or your hips are too tight, just come a little higher. Don't go so deep. You want to keep your chest relaxed and your breathing steady. before you begin to gently straighten your legs back up, but keeping that width of the legs separated as you turn your toes slightly forward and straighten your legs. Hinging forward from the hips, we want to come into a wide-legged forward fold. There's an option to place your hands on the thighs, the floor, or even a block to bring the earth up near you. The goal is everybody to let your head and neck relax. Gently swaying side to side to tap into a nervous system easing moment as we open the hips at the same time. Keep breathing here. Keep swaying if that feels good to you. Slowly bring your hands back to your hips. Come out of the pose one vertebrae at a time. There is never any rushing in Yoga with Laura. Maybe enjoying a nice heart opener before you heel toe your feet together, arms together for a brief moment. Making your way back down to the mat, there is no rush here. We are going to bring our backs flat on the earth, so there is an option to bring a pillow under your neck if that feels better here. Bring both knees toward your chest or as close towards the chest as possible today. Enjoying this lower back massage here before you gently let those legs fall towards the left or the right, just towards the side for a nice gentle twist. Keep your arms out wide if that feels okay. If there's space allows. The goal is to keep the shoulders as relaxed as possible and keep the shoulders on the mat. Take one breath here. And another. Enjoying this moment to pause. Slowly letting those legs find its way back to center before we switch sides, dropping those knees towards the mat. Like I mentioned, the big goal here is to keep both shoulders relaxed and also touching the mat. So if you find that's not possible with the knees touching the earth, there is an option to try placing a pillow under the knees. See if that helps bring your shoulders down to earth as you lift those knees up just a little higher. Tapping into stillness, closing your eyes, enjoying one of our final stretches together of this video. Before your legs come back to center and rest on the mat straight out in front of you. We're resting here in Shavasana as we bring our arms wherever feels comfortable and enjoy one final deep inhale in here. Open the mouth, exhale, let it go. You did it, folks. As you go throughout your day, think about how your hips feel now compared to when you first started the video. And if this helped even a little bit, please consider subscribing. It'll really help grow my channel. I thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next one. Namaste.